Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady, where an employee fires his own boss in order to get rid of Karen. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe because I upload daily content. And now, without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. Customer calls me on my day off, expects me to provide service. So I deliver sandwiches for a living, been doing it for almost 6 years now. Most of our customers order from businesses during lunchtime, and some of those businesses keep their doors locked. Usually, I end up calling them to come out to meet me. We do this for one of my regular-ish customers, we will call him Winston, and Winston is never happy with his service. Sometimes he calls in because we did not put enough avocado on his sandwich. Sometimes he calls because the driver did not show him the respect he deserves. Which probably means they tried to make eye contact or something, I don't know. Sometimes the food just costs too much. The GM put a note on Winston's caller ID not to give him any credits or anything because we don't want to reward people for finding new and innovative ways to be annoyed. This has led to Winston generally being left unsatisfied when he tries to complain. I delivered to Winston this last Thursday, and as per usual, I called him and waited half an hour for the dried up prune to make his way to the front door. Everything went fine except the usual attitude problem. The fun did not begin until Friday, which is my day off. I'm sitting in my PJs trying to find a song I had heard online a bit ago when my phone rings. I answer it, and what do you know? It's the sound of Winston's mouth breathing. Hello? Winston?
Where's my food?
Me? What? Winston?
My food's late.
Me? Okay, I'm not working today, but you can call the store. Winston?
Of course you're working. You always deliver my food.
Me? Not on Fridays. This is where my patented OK method comes into play. Whenever I don't have anything to say, I just say, okay. It's completely non-confrontational, it does not imply any deeper meaning, and it does not imply that I will do anything for or against you. Winston?
Well, I ordered 35 minutes ago and my food is not here yet.
Me? Okay. He waits for me to continue. I don't. Winston?
When are you going to be here with my food?
Me? I'm not going to be, am I? Because I don't work on Fridays. Winston?
You don't get to disrespect me.
Me? Okay. Winston?
I'm going to complain.
Me? Alright. He did not respond immediately, so I just hung up and went back to looking for that song. Later, I got a text from one of my co-workers, and apparently when he called in to complain about me, he threw such a hissy fit that he got blacklisted. One of the owners ended up taking the call and she did not like his attitude. Interestingly enough, Winston, according to the OP, is not some washed up crazy Karen, but instead works at an aerospace company. So as you can see, Karens or entitled people exist in all walks of life. You want an appointment with me? Sure. This happened a few months ago, but the problem had been going on for years. Every other month, I would get a text message from someone asking for a doctor or to make an appointment. I started off immediately informing them they've got the wrong number. Hey, it happens. When it started happening more frequently, I dealt with the minor annoyance by trying to have some fun.
Is Dr. Lee available?
Me? There's no Dr. Lee here. Only Dr. Wong. Dr. Wong number. It was funny until the volume of messages started increasing and I got annoyed. A quick Google search led me to the clinic's page. Their number was indeed easily mistakable for mine. Theirs ends with 013 and mine ends with 073. And the font used certainly made it worse. I called the clinic to inform them of this problem and that they needed to do something about it. Change the font, spell the numbers out, or even change their number. I just wanted the messages to stop. The lady just brushed me off and said there was nothing she could do. I asked to speak to someone in charge but was denied. She told me to change my number or just deal with it. So here comes the part where I dealt with it. After an odd month of peace, I received several messages over a week asking to make an appointment.
Hi, I would like to make an appointment, please.
Me? Sure, the next available slot is next Friday at 10. Would that work for you? I made very sure never to claim that I represented the clinic. If anyone asked for a specific doctor, I would say there's no such person here. And if they did ask for the clinic, I would inform them they got the wrong number. Basically, I had myself covered and I tried to have everyone's appointment at the same time. When Friday came around, I received several angry replies from those people and a call from the clinic. Messages went generally like this.
You're a terrible person. Why would you do this to waste my time? Why did you pretend to be the clinic?
Me, I'm sorry ma'am, but I run a PC repair service. Except I don't take appointments via SMS, nor is my personal number listed. I was expecting you at 10, but you didn't show. If you looked at your message, you never asked if I was the clinic and I never claimed to be. And the call went like this. CL, clinic lady, CL.
Hi, who's this? Why did you pretend to be us and arranged for all these appointments?
Me, I called you months ago letting you know about this, but you told me to deal with it. So I set appointments up for them to see me. It's not my fault they showed up at your door. Maybe you should change your phone number. I hang up. Sure, I felt a little bad I made those people travel to the clinic, but I've since stopped receiving messages from random people, and after checking on the clinic's site, they now have an online appointment making system. You know, that makes me feel bad for the people that booked an appointment, but then again, that's one way to deal with it, as the company told him. If you have watched until here, please don't forget to post some stars in the comments and like the video if you want to support me. And by the way, a huge thank you for all the support you guys give me daily. Quite frankly, without you, I could not do these videos. Mistaken for hospital volunteer/employee, and woman tried to physically drag me. I went to the hospital to get my medical records, have to prove I was in the emergency department because I missed class. And there are volunteers that answer questions and will walk you to places when you cannot find them. They are usually late teens/early 20s, and usually it's only females with a few lads here and there. So I match what the majority of them are. They wear regular clothes with a red canvas long sleeve over top. All prevalent information, I swear. I went the day before and got taken to the medical records office, but it was closed. So when I came yesterday, I knew where it was, so I was going to just walk there myself. I was wearing a red windbreaker/raincoat that exactly matches the volunteer's long sleeve color. A woman stopped me and asked me where a ward was. I think maternity. And I informed her politely that I was not a volunteer and pointed her in the direction of the desk. She was really polite and said thank you. I took my jacket off so I would not be asked again, realizing I could be mistaken for a volunteer. I'm walking along and hear a woman say,
Hey, where's room number 14?
I keep walking because I'm thinking she's talking to someone else. She grabs my arm and yells,
Excuse me, where's room 14?
I stood there kind of shocked because this woman in her, I think 40s, is not letting go of my arm. She continues,
Just because you take your uniform off doesn't mean you ignore me. Do your job. Take me to my daughter's room.
She tried to shove her bags into my hands too, which I promptly gave right back. I told her I did not work or volunteer here and that the desk with the volunteers was around the corner. And I finally shook her hand off of me. Did that stop her? No.
I said take me to her room. I did not think they hired effing idiots.
I said I don't work here. Please leave me alone. I turned around and started walking towards medical records again. She grabbed me again and we had basically the same exchange over and over until finally an orderly asked what was going on.
This effing idiot won't help me get to my daughter. Who does the hiring here? They must know she's mental.
Orderly? It doesn't look like she has an ID badge anywhere and she doesn't have a uniform on. Which to me makes it seem like she doesn't work here. I can show you the way, but if you don't quiet down, I will have to call security to escort you out.
Yes, she does, and she's going to do it.
She started trying to drag me up the hallway while she is still screeching that I must do my job. I slip because I was just in the hospital myself and tired, and she still tried to drag me. She started screaming,
Get up!
and she ended up dragging me about 8 to 10 meters before a security guard came running over. She was, I presume, escorted out of the hospital because that is the direction she was taken. I then walked to medical records and they are not even open. I waited to get walked to my car because the security guard wanted to make sure she did not somehow find me in the parkade. I feel bad because her daughter might have been really ill. That can be awful and stressful, but that does not mean you get to treat people like that. Shout out to anyone that works in healthcare, you guys are superheroes. Definitely not wearing red today when I go back. You know, the way that woman treated the OP makes me personally suspicious about why her daughter is in hospital. And as someone said in the comments, it's pretty typical for an abuser to make a big production out of visiting his or her victim in the hospital in order to rug sweep the abuse. But what's your take on the story? Tell us in the comments.
Boss, you're fired.
Or I don't know, man, I just answer phones. It's what I do. Sorry if this is long, I just felt the need to give you my whole life story. This happened a few years back and I can easily admit that this was mostly my fault. I went to a mechanic first thing in the morning for some urgent repairs on my car that had been sitting for 9 months unattended. A little backstory, around the time this happened, I had been in the Navy for about 5 years and just come back from a 9-month deployment on a ship. Now, on a ship there are probably over 100 different spaces or rooms owned by different groups of people. Because of my job and responsibilities, you could find me in any one of 30 of those places at any given time. It's generally the rule that if you are in a space, whether you own it or not, you answer that phone like, good, time of day, place name, your rank and last name, how can I help you? Now if you are doing that at least 30 times a day for a year, it almost becomes a reflex. And now onto the story. Cas is me, for me, MM, mechanic manager, AM, auto mechanic, PC, phone caller. Me, hey MM, do you think you would be able to take a look at my car today? MM, nah man, I don't think so, we are pretty booked up today, what's wrong with it? Me, I just got back and when I turned it on and started driving it, it sounded like someone tried to F a pencil sharpener with a drill bit. Even if you cannot look at it today, I cannot wait because honestly, I don't think I would feel safe driving it back home or anywhere else. MM, oh okay, well that does sound pretty bad. Let me check with my guy and see if we can possibly get to it today or tomorrow. Me, awesome, thanks. At this point, he goes back to the actual mechanic area, whatever you call it, and leaves me at the counter. A minute later, the cordless phone on the counter rings. Reflexively, I pick it up and turn it on before I even know I'm doing it. Me, good morning. Now, it's at this point I realized I had effed up. But in the Navy, we have a phrase, if you are wrong, stay wrong. So I took it to heart and dove in with both feet. Me, this is MM's auto shop. How can I help you? PC.
Hi, can I make an appointment for lunchtime today?
Me, I don't know mate, they seem pretty busy, but I will check for you. After another minute or two, MM walks out. I hand him the phone and before I can tell him otherwise, he answers the phone, effectively hanging up on PC. I explain what happened and what PC wanted. MM, yeah, we wouldn't be able to. Lunch is booked solid. But why did you answer the phone? Me, I don't know mate, I just answer phones. It's what I do. So now me and MM are filling out paperwork to check my car in when this car comes screeching into the parking lot and this dude jumps out and damn near kicks the door in until he figures out you have to pull. PC.
How effing dare you hang up on me?
MM to me. Is this the guy? Me. I don't know mate. Probably. PC to me.
You're the one who effing hung up on me. You couldn't just answer a simple effing question. You just hung up on me? Hung up on me?
MM. Sir, can I get you to take it down a notch or two? PC.
Don't tell me to calm down. I want to talk to a manager right effing now.
MM. Sir, that's me. Now again if you could. PC.
Don't effing tell me to calm down. I want the manager to fire him and I'm not leaving until I talk to a manager.
Now AM had walked in about 10 seconds earlier and caught the tail end of this altercation. He steps up with and speaks with some real authority. AM, listen, I don't know and honestly I don't even care what's happening out there. you're both fired and I want you off the property in the next half hour or I'm calling the police. MM stares dumbfounded while I just kinda chuckle awkwardly. PC,
thank you, that's all I wanted. Now what time do you think you will be able to look at my car?
AM, well obviously I just fired 2 guys, so I'm gonna be a little short-handed for a while. I cannot honestly say, but it won't be today. PC huffs dramatically and says fine and walks out. AM shrugs, turns around and heads towards the garage. MM, AM, did you just fire me? AM, huh? Ah yeah, sorry boss. And then we all laugh about it for a bit and then get back to work. I'm not in your army. I'm not sure if this fits into this category, but if you can suggest a better one, I'm open to suggestions. Back in 2002, I was doing contractor security in Kuwait. Tension was high after what happened on 9/11 and security was tight. No soldier was allowed off base alone. Being someone who does security for the military, they expect you to conform to the same grooming standards, haircut, clean shave, etc. And I was still very young at 23 years old. One evening, I went out to dinner with my girlfriend at a local Chili's and enjoying myself. There was a table with some noticeable Americans and they were definitely service members. I really did not care anything about them. Apparently, one of them was keeping an eye on me. So eventually, my girlfriend went to the bathroom and I'm sitting there alone and all of a sudden, someone starts speaking to me and they are right behind me. He's older, maybe in his mid-30s. Man,
what is your name, son?
Me turn to him and I'm a bit rattled by someone approaching me. Why do you ask? Man,
you seem nervous for me just asking your name.
Me, sorry, it's my name. Man,
what unit are you with?
Me, confused by the question but answer anyway. CSA. Man,
not familiar with that military unit. You know, you're not allowed off base alone and judging by your age, you're not supposed to be off base at all.
Now I look young, at 23 I look barely 18 and with a high and tight I look like just out of basic training. Me, I'm a contractor. Man,
I've worked with many contractors here and none are your age. Sorry, you're going to have to come up with a better excuse.
I start to get defensive. Me, why are you off base? Why don't you worry about yourself than others? Man,
do you know who I am? I am...
Name and rank I cannot remember, but officer.
And I work directly with the installation commander.
Me? Whatever, leave me alone. I'm not in your military. Man,
what did you just say?
At this point, he puts his hand on my shoulder, leans over to me, about to speak more. Man,
give me your ID.
Me, get your effing hand off of me. That is assault. Man 2, what is the problem? Man,
young service member off base without permission.
I stand up and push arm off of my shoulder. Me, keep your effing hand off of me, I said. Manager, you need to take your conversation outside. You're disrupting others. My date returns. Girl, what is going on? Me to manager, call the police. These people are bothering me and putting their hands on me. Manager, can you take this outside? Man to me,
give me your ID now.
I pull out my wallet and my Kuwait civil ID. Every resident like myself has one. US military do not. Me, this is my ID. I'm a resident of Kuwait. I work here, I live here, and in a low voice, I'm not in your effing military. Manager, I have to ask all of you to leave now. I grab my date, throw about 20 Kuwait dinar for the bill on the table and make a dart for the door. My date at this point is nervous, thinking something is going to happen where the police will be called. Dating in Kuwait is not really legal. Single men and women can be suggested as having a relationship outside of marriage. I told her what is happening and then the 3 men come outside after being kicked out by the manager. Man,
I'm not done with you.
I start to walk away with my date and he and one other man follow me. They are too smart not to make a huge scene. They wrote my license plate down and I flipped them off as I drove off. 2 days later, I get a call from my lieutenant telling me to see the security manager who's wanting me to come to the office to speak with me about what happened. Come to find out, the person at the restaurant put a BOLO out for me, my description and my vehicle. Told the security manager what happened. He told me I could have handled it differently and told me to go to the lobby and wait. I'm in my uniform and look just like them, however, they are tan where they are in desert uniform. My name tape says Security Forces and not US Army. And last, my company patch is on my shoulder. The person who confronted you is coming to see me now and the PMO will be heard. So I waited in the lobby. He did show up in uniform and one of the other men. The other man said something priceless. "Is that the soldier you were talking to at Chili's?" while pointing at me. The man just looked at me like he made a horrible mistake. Never saw them again. I was asked if I wanted to press charges. Declined, told them the punishment that the military, if they do get punished, is fine with me. And to explain some words, BOLO, be on the lookout, PMO, Provost Marshal Office, CSA, Combat Support Associates Ltd. If you are interested in more I Don't Work Here Lady military stories, please don't forget to tell me in the comments. Alright guys, that's all the I Don't Work Here Lady I have for you today. The last story is gonna be from our own subreddit and it's gonna be some more entitled army wives. So if you're not interested in that, then thank you very much for watching so far and I see you again tomorrow. Entitled Army Mom has no idea how triplets work and then tries to kidnap us. Okay, so before we start, I suck at grammar. Now onto the backstory. I am a triplet, I have 2 twin brothers. The kicker is, I have a different birthday than they do. I was born after midnight, this is not really all that important for the story. This happened when somewhere around our 7th or 8th birthday and was told to me by our oldest brother. He was a legal guardian from about 4 months old till we turned 18 years old, but this is important. Let me explain the 3 of us a little bit. The boys we will call T1 and T2 has a short military haircut, high and tight, wears glasses and are skinny. I have long hair down to about the middle of my back, wear glasses and well I'm also skinny and we lived on an army base. As our brother, we will call him OB, was in the army. He was 21 when he got custody of us. It was that time of year again where kids do the whole back to school shopping stuff, but we were a little bit different. Due to Matt's work schedule, we had to go shopping on the weekend. We had gotten some of our school supplies and were getting ready to get new clothes and my OB decided to treat us to ice cream. While we were eating our ice cream, this lady walks up to us and starts looking at us like we are some kind of display or something. Let's not waste any more time, let's dive into the story. So you know, T1 and T2 are my 2 twin brothers. OB is oldest brother, EAM is entitled Army Mom, and me is well me. PO is police officer. Entitled Army Mom.
What handsome sons you have, but you really should make him cut his hair.
OB, excuse me? EAM.
Your 2 sons have short hair and one has long hair.
OB, she has long hair because she's a girl. They are triplets and I'm their brother, not their dad. EAM.
No, they're not. That's not possible. If they are boys, they cannot have a twin sister.
OB, yes they can. It's actually very common for multiples to be born, one being a boy and one being a girl. EAM.
There's no way you are their brother. You're too old to be. You have to be their dad. Where's their mom?
OB, well I promise you, I am their brother. I'm only 20 years older than them. Their mom, who's also my mom, does not have rights to them. Not that it's any of your business. Now if you would please leave us alone. EAM.
I think you kidnapped them and are lying just to get the army to pay you better, so you don't have to live in the barracks.
OB, that's not your business. Leave us alone. By this point, the 3 of us were starting to get scared for 2 reasons. Our brother's voice was raising, this lady was starting to move closer to us, and note, this was back in the early 90s before cell phones were everywhere. T1. Older brother, can we leave please? T2. I'm getting scared, OB. Me. Please can we leave, OB? I'm really scared. OB. Ma'am, could you please leave? You are scaring my brother and sister. EAM.
Don't worry, children.
She grabs me and T1 by the arm and then makes a grab for T2.
Come with me. I will take you home with me and keep you safe from this evil kidnapping pedophile. If you try to stop me, I will shoot you. I have a gun in my bag.
OB stands up and slams his hands on the table. OB, let my kids go now. He yells and she drags us off the bench by our arms. T1, let go of us, he yells and kicks her in the leg. Little did we know, the lady behind the counter had called for the police. T2, you're hurting me. EAM,
I have a daughter at home. She will love to have brothers and a sister. You will be much happier with me and my family than you will with this evil man. A single man should not be raising kids, especially a little girl.
me, OB help! By this point, all three of us were crying. EAM was almost to the door with us and OB was doing everything to stop her without getting anyone hurt. At that point, a police officer came through the door. Police officer, what is going on here? EAM,
Oh good, help is here. This crazy man attacked me and my kids and he tried to assault my daughter.
OB, those are my younger siblings. I'm stationed on insert base name and they are on my dependent records. I have legal guardianship of them and have since they were 4 months old. EAM,
He's lying. They are my kids.
PO, okay OB, I will ask you the same question. OB, okay well, he's T1 and he's T2 and she is me and the boys were born on July 25th and she was born on July 26th, 1985. PO, I'm going to take both of your names and all of their names and go call the station to see who's telling the truth. I will be right back. EAM,
See, then she's not a triplet, because if she was, she would have been born on the same day.
OB, she was born right after midnight, you twit. By this point we were hugging. OB for all we were worth and would not let go. PO, okay, so I ran all the information. Before he could finish, EAM,
So you're going to arrest this pedophile kidnapper. Have fun in jail, a-hole.
PO, ma'am, you're under arrest for attempted kidnapping and false accusations. Please put your hands behind your back. Well, that did not go well. She punched the police officer and pulled the gun out of her bag. EAM,
My husband is a specialist.
E4,
I can do whatever I want. And if I cannot have your kids, no one can.
OB, okay, so I'm Sergeant. E5, I outrank your husband. PO, radios for backup and we are sent behind the counter with the cashier and server where we will be safe. By this point, everyone in the place has cleared out except for us, the staff, her and the police officer. It took around another 20 minutes to get her under control and under arrest. She was charged with 3 counts of attempted kidnapping, 1 count of false accusations and reckless endangerment. She should be released in about 6 months or so. We are now almost 34. Sadly, both my twin brothers have passed away in the past year and a half. T2 at 32 and T1 at 33. This story was posted by BBB33. Thank you very much for the story and I'm very sorry for your loss. Maybe it's just me, but I'm starting to get the feeling that the entitled military wives are the worst of their kind. But either way, thank you very much for watching my video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want to support me. I hope you have a great day and I see you again tomorrow.